It's the Nerd Den! Woo! Yeah! All right.
Yay!
Hi, Avery.
What's
How you
up?
guys doing?
Doing all right, man.
Yeah.
Grounded
Well,
2 just came out. The early access of Grounded 2 just came out.
ooh, exactly. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds cool.
Oh, it's a okay.
Is it a game?
It's a game. Cross
Mhm.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids with Stranger Things.
Oh, cool.
It's Grounded 2 is set in the 90s. Grounded 1 was set in the late 80s, and you're the same kids that get shrunk down again, but this time instead of a scientist's backyard, you're in a park.
Oh, cool.
So you're a kid, you run around, you fight bugs, you make armor, you craft, you build stuff, you build forts, you build equipment and weapons and armor out of the bugs. It's fun. It's really
That
fun.
sounds kind of awesome, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is freaking great.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's totally got that kind of vibe.
Yeah,
And you just run around this world making shit and
that's pretty cool.
going through the storyline.
I have to tell you, I actually got inspired by there's a new game, a Marvel fighting game coming out that looks freaking awesome called Marvel Tokon, and it's fully Japanese. So it's like the studio that does it does like a lot of like Japanese fighting games, and they're a Japanese company. So they're not like making like an American fighting game. It's literally a Japanese game, and it's so good. It was so good. Do you ever have one of those games like see what game trailer? And maybe it's just a me thing, but like sometimes I'll see a game trailer, and it'll actually make me want to buy the platform that it plays on.
Yeah. Yes, that's what got me back into gaming.
Yeah.
When the first time I played Resident Evil at a friend's house, and I bought a PlayStation and got back into playing video games.
Yeah, here I'm going to share this because if you haven't seen this, I actually got into like watching like the behind the scenes and all kinds of stuff because I was just like, man, it looks so good.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
let's
Let's
see.
see
Okay,
it.
can you see this? Can you see this? Okay.
Yeah.
See that screen? All right, check this out.
What's this for? Oh yeah, the
Marvel Token. Click on.
自由のために戦う。さあ、お手並み拝見といこう。君のことは親友だと思っているが、やるしかないようだな。ビブラニウムのシールドだけでは私のアーマーには勝てないぞ。
Yeah, I've seen this.
任せてちょうだい。パンチ。私の名前の通り、マーベラス。
親愛なるリンディ、スパイダーマンだ。スパイリースレン。今日も。
It does look great.
Oh yeah, it looks good.
It's really good, and it's what's cool about it is that it's 4-on-4. It's a 4v4 gameplay.
Oh, wow.
And they're gonna have a bunch of characters. It's really good, and the animated. Let's see, I'll play. Like some of the animated cutscenes, like when you win and lose and all that kind of stuff, is so good. I mean, it's really. They did it like I was like the first trailer. I was like, that's pretty cool, and then I started like looking at more of it, like some of the other trailers to it, and some of the behind the scenes, and it's like really, really cool. Like it more than just a normal fighting game. You know what I mean? So I'm actually really excited by it because I actually really like fighting games like this. You know, like I love the Street Fighter 2 stuff, and so this is sort of like a.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull.
I stopped playing fighting games a long time ago. I stopped playing fighting games a long time ago.
Yeah, well, you might be able to get back into it with something like that.
All right.
Hold on. I don't know if you can hear all that crap. Hold on. Was that? Can you hear that shit?
I can hear you just fine. Yes.
Okay. No, sorry. Well, when I shared the I was trying to share a screen and like the audio started playing without me like, triggering, so I went deaf for a minute as like multiple tabs just started playing audio. Hold on for a second. Let me turn off all this audio.
Yeah,
crap.
I'm really into any sandbox games.
Sandbox games.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves, Grounded,
Yeah, that makes sense.
especially if there's multiplayer, like you can play with friends. And
Yeah. I like the idea of I've always liked the fighting, the PvP fighting games, and you know, I totally like one day I want to have an adult fantasy game like this, you know, like a full blown like
oh, that would be insane.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's not that far out of reach, man. It really isn't.
Yeah.
But like this is like it's top notch animation.
Uh-huh.
I feel sorry for all these companies because like I have like yeah, I just know how Marvel works because I work there, and so like I have no doubt that like in like you know what they do is they buy licenses, right? Like you have to like
Yeah.
what's up, Andrew? Like
What's
you
up,
buy a
guys?
license to these characters, and they're like, okay, well we want Wolverine and we want Doctor Doom, we're gonna want Ghost Rider, and what the studio's gonna do, what Marvel's gonna do is they're gonna be like, cool, you can give those, we'll give you guys a good deal. However, in order to do this, you must put Kamala Khan in there. You must put Miss Marvel. You have to put her in there. And like they just keep forcing.
You have to put Riri.
They they have been forcing the hell out of these characters, especially Kamala Khan. They have been forcing her into everything so hard. And I feel bad for these game devs because like no one gives a shit about this character at all. But they're just like, she's super popular, and it's like, again, it's popular. It's only popular if you really like understand that they don't have a choice. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're from their perspective, they're getting a free character or something, but like they're not paying extra money for Kamala Khan. They're just she is the deal. You know what I mean? Like if you don't put her in the game, you're either not getting the discount or you're not getting the license. You know.
Yeah.
It's totally by force. It's 100% by force. It's awful.
She's popular with cosplayers who don't buy anything.
Yeah, she's popular with cosplayers who aren't cosplayers. Hey, Andrew.
Hey guys, has anybody checked out the new Eyes of Wakanda animated series on Disney Plus?
Nope.
No,
Oh, absolutely not.
Jen and I watched the first 2 episodes tonight. We're really digging it. Some really great character designs, but it is not a cartoon for kids. Extremely violent. I mean,
Eyes of Wakanda?
Episode, yeah, the first episode alone, a guy gets an axe to the face. People get stabbed. The second episode, which was a retelling of the Trojan War, people are getting stabbed in the back, killed left and right. I mean, it's not bloody; it's just violent. But it's an animated series, and the character designs. The first episode, you introduced the bad guy, the lion, and his like compadres behind him. They all looked freaking awesome. Some great designs. We enjoyed it thoroughly, and we only watched the first 2 episodes, but we're definitely on it for the ride.
Cool.
These are all. The Lion was the first one, and the Trojan War, that was the second one. So it's kind of like
it's following Wakanda throughout history, kind of a thing.
Well, what it is it's there's artifacts that have been stolen from Wakanda throughout history, and there's a group called the Dogs of War, the War Dogs, that are sent out into the world to find these items, and it's taken place throughout history, and so far it's been pretty cool. It's worth checking out if you're into some good animation. And it's only 4 episodes. Oh, that sucks. We'll be done with it by tomorrow then.
Well, 4 episodes is a feature film, right? Like it's 30 minutes
30
each,
minutes,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's about 2-hour film.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're looking at it's good.
Bless you.
Hey,
Awesome.
so guys, I want to bring up a couple things actually, a couple of ideas that I've been ruminating in my head,
Okay.
which we discussed before we started. First, so I have been watching the whole this whole like Sydney Sweeney nonsense that's been going on, and basically by very poor people on the internet.
Yeah.
And I've watched
people complaining.
I've watched those ads 30 times, and I don't see the point. She does have great genes. She does have great assets. I was going to say headlamps, but that probably got banned. And but here's the thing. So Todd, I posted a link in private chat. Play it, and this is going to be interesting.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'll say this while I'm pulling this up. Like, I don't understand, and it's a generational thing. I don't understand why people think Sydney Sweeney is hot. Like,
I think she's hot.
I think she's hot.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
really?
definitely see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's
I'm not into blondes either, and she may.
Really? Okay.
And I didn't like Vanessa Kirby either. In all the movies I'd seen her in, whether it was the Fast and Furious spinoff or the Mission Impossible movies, I never liked her. But God, she was gorgeous in Fantastic Four. She was great in Fantastic Four.
Well,
I don't know.
This will put it all into perspective.
All right, hold on. Yeah, I know this.
The secret of life lies hidden in a
I
genetic
remember
code.
this.
Genes are fundamental in determining the characteristics of an individual and passing on these characteristics to succeeding generations. Occasionally, certain conditions produce a structural change in the gene, which will bring about the process of evolution. This may occur in one or more of the following ways. Firstly, by selective mating, in which a single gene type proves superior in transmitting its genes to future generations. Secondly, by gene drift, in which certain genes may fade away while other genes persist. And finally, by natural selection, which filters out those genes better equipped than others to endure in the environment. This may result in the origin of an entirely new species, which brings us to Calvin's and the survival of the fittest.
Calvin Klein genes.
I guarantee you that was one take.
Yeah, totally. And survival of the fittest is an awesome. That's an awesome byline for a jeans company.
Well,
survival of the fittest.
That's
great.
almost exactly. Isn't it like exactly what Sydney Sweeney says in the new one?
Pretty
Oh
much.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
She talk in it. The only commercial I've seen was like her getting in the car driving away.
No.
Yeah, no, she has one.
She has
Yeah.
one
Hey,
where
what's up, MK?
She
There's a
says
part-
almost the exact same thing.
Oh,
And
okay.
they
Yeah,
were getting
she
the
talks
lab.
about that she has great genes.
All
Dude,
the
how old was Brooke Shields in that commercial? Like 16, 18 tops?
She was 14.
Probably,
Actually.
yeah.
1980. So
She was at 14 in that commercial.
Well, she was, and I think she was 15 actually.
In that commercial? No way.
hold on. a
Well,
second.
that came
Yeah,
out
yeah.
from-
She was really, dude, Brooke Shields was really exploited when she was young.
Well,
Yeah.
I understand
Like-
that, but
Like,
she looked.
they were having her do nude scenes in movies and stuff.
I
Yeah,
know she was probably like
She was
she was probably
born-
like 18.
She was born in 65. If that was in 1980, she was 25 years old. No,
Thank
she
you.
was 15 years old. Sorry, I gave her an extra 10.
Well, wait, it's
Sorry,
not done in
she was
1980. Hold on.
It was done in 1980. I thought that's the
1980. I guess you're right. 1980.
It was
Yeah,
15.
1980.
Okay,
1980 Calvin Klein jeans commercial featuring.
She looks like she's 35. That's crazy.
That's
dude,
why-
because they were pedos.
I know. Why are we talking about this now? We were supposed to be talking about like all the
Well,
crazies that are going after Sydney Sweeney.
Okay, let's get back on to Sydney Sweeney.
Do
I
you
want
want
to.
Do you want to get people viewing your channel? Let's talk about Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, but Brooke Shields was hot. Okay, I mean, not Tracy Lord
MK
hot.
MK says
wanna-
15 will get you 20.
You want to get people going the other way? Start talking about Pedro Pascal.
Oh God.
I'm so sick of that dude. I don't want to. Oh God, I'm tired of him.
No.
Here's the thing, Pedro Pascal. I don't mind. He's not a bad actor. I don't like. I thought he was fine for the most of Mandalorian, but my God, like when they talk about being like that he's overexposed, he's really overexposed. Like I'm so sick of seeing him in movies.
He doesn't need to be in fucking everything.
No, and I have to admit, like I genuinely like I haven't seen Fantastic Four yet. I'm really excited. I'm going to see it probably this weekend. But I have to tell you, and it doesn't matter how good of a job he does as Reed Richards. He's not Reed Richards to me at all. Like there's so many actors that could play that part, and I'm like, why would you put him like his mustache is like part of his like look or whatever. So he'll never shave it. So it's I don't know. It's just like it doesn't. I don't ever. Maybe it's just me. I don't ever see Reed Richards with the mustache. MK says it was great. I hear it was really good. MK. I'm really excited to see it.
Who's that guy that played Reed Richards in Deadpool?
Oh yeah,
John Krasinski.
Krasinski, yeah.
That was Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it was
Doctor Strange. But he did great in that.
He was great in that. Yeah. I mean, in fact, I don't see why they don't cast John Krasinski as Reed Richards and what's her name? The woman he's married to, like another British actress. John Krasinski.
Guys, give it up. They've already moved on. They've already got their Reed Richards and their
I don't know.
Woman.
MK says Krasinski was excellent as Reed Richards.
Yeah. So why don't?
Oh yeah, he is a director now.
Krasinski as Reed Richards and Emily Blunt as Sue Storm. I mean, they're already married, so
because they've already got their characters cast for the next 3 movies. They're not going backwards. They're no matter if it makes you happy or not. They're not going backwards.
Let me know.
I don't care. I'm not going to go see any of them anyway. I'll never watch the bullshit.
Well, has anybody else here seen Fantastic Four yet?
No.
No one should.
This is the summer of superhero movies. Superman was great. Fantastic Four was freaking fantastic.
I want to see both of them. I haven't had a chance to see it.
I am divided.
Take this into account when you hear Andrew say a movie's great. He does own the last Fantastic Four film on steel bookcase.
MK says it was great. I trust MK.
Well, look, I'm divided between seeing Fantastic Four and seeing The Naked Gun. Okay, so.
I don't. Oh,
MK says
anything stupid.
Well, and MK says that he loved the reason they made it 828.
I don't know what the reason is, but the fact they established that at the very beginning, Todd. Yeah. It's Earth 828, which is
that's awesome. I knew it would be. Universe. Yeah, I knew it would be. It had to be. It had to be. Well, let me just ask you this: how close? Remember when we were talking about what the movie was about? How close was I?
Oh, you were wrong.
I was wrong? Awesome.
I was right, and you were dead wrong.
Bullshit. Are you serious?
Remember you said Galactus, the bad guy, was going to come to the Earth.
Galactus.
He was going to destroy it. The Fantastic Four failed. They go into an alternate dimension or for whatever reason.
Yes.
None of that happens.
Really?
They do not fail.
That's excellent.
I don't want to spoil it.
No.
But nobody travels to another dimension in this movie.
I like that. Good. I hate being right. So that's fantastic.
Was no way the Fantastic Four let the bad guy destroy the Earth.
No, you can say it. Try again.
All right, one more time. Sorry.
Galactus.
Galactus. Just call him Glug Glug.
Glug Glug.
Oh shit! I'm gonna write that name down. MK says you were not close. Good. I'm so happy.
No.
I'm so happy. I don't want to predict movies. Like sometimes the credits make it seem so obvious.
Well, there is an after the initial credit scene, which though it was cool, it doesn't mean anything. They really don't show you anything. And then there was a scene at the very end of the movie, which is Michael told us we didn't stay to watch. It was just it was a clip from the cartoon from their world. And whatever, that's fine. We didn't stick around for that. But I enjoyed the hell out of it. I enjoyed it more than the other 3 combined.
That's excellent. Okay. MK says 828. Do you want to know why or do you want to wait to see it? It's only at the end inside the credits. Yeah, tell me. Go for it.
Yeah, I don't know what the 8.2. Wait a minute, wasn't there was something DC did it where it was the bad guy was destroying worlds and he had two Earths and together they were the 616 and then he just crushed them together or something. It's kind of a backslap to the Marvel universe. But
I don't know.
828 doesn't seem to make any doesn't have a reference.
Oh, Kirby's birthday.
Oh, okay.
The 828. Okay, that's cool.
Okay.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that. All right, I'm excited. I'm dying to see both Superman and I like Gunn as a director and the Fantastic Four thing looks fantastic. I really and go ahead.
The only thing about the Superman movie that got me was when you watch a preview and you don't hear a person speaking, and then in the movie you hear them speaking and it just doesn't fit. Both Metamorpho and there was a couple other characters who their voices didn't sound right. I expected Metamorpho to be gruff, and he was really like a regular guy.
See, I feel that way about the Thing. The only two parts that made me worried about Fantastic Four was the casting choice for Reed Richards and the voice of the Thing, because I have that old like a really gruff voice. Hey, Richard, what's up? Richard says, "Good evening, gentlemen, and to you as well, Andrew."
Very good.
He says, I saw the preview of the Fantastic Four movie, and it looks like a joke. Marvel has never done a decent Fantastic Four movie.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed it, totally. So,
all right,
it's both Superman and Fantastic. Let me just put it this way: I would go see both of them again. I don't know if I would pay to see them again, but I would definitely go see them again in the theater. Just because I had a good time, and there's so much stuff going on. There's so many caveat little things that, I mean, a lot of what the Fantastic Four brought us was like they mention stuff because in the Fantastic Four movie, they've been the Fantastic Four for 4 years. And they have like the news guys recapping some of their adventures. Like they took on the Mad Thinker and his super gorilla, super apes, and they throw out some character bad guys' names, and you're like, oh, I want to see it, but they never show it to you. But there's one point where he goes and they're on their balcony and there's stuff going on in the city. And Reed is like, I'm monitoring everything. You got like Diablo's gangs over here and somebody else's gangs over here. And there's things going on over. And so he throws out names and you're like giddy to actually get to see some of these characters, but you don't get to see them. They mention them. They name drop, but they don't mention them.
They name drop them just to get the
just kind of a wink,
berries.
wink, they're there. Yeah. They're there is what they're saying.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Richard says that he's going to wait until it comes out on Prime for free. You and Avery.
It won't be long. It won't be long.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go see it. I want to see it in the theater. Fantastic Four is really interesting. So Superman, I have more of a, so interesting. My background with Superman, really was Superman 1 and 2, like the Christopher Reeves movies. I've never been a DC Comics fan, although I was going through my collection this morning because I'm like, or this evening actually, because I'm organizing it all, and I realized that there are a couple of Superman issues that I know were like my first comics, like not the very first, but like probably within the first month or two or the first week of me getting comics. Like I'm like, oh shit, I remember that. So I have like John Byrne. It was John Byrne Superman stuff. So it was a Mike Mignola Superman and a John Byrne Superman. And that was right after Mike Mignola's Phantom Stranger, which was my first comics that I ever purchased.
Right.
And then, so Superman I don't have super deep ties to. Fantastic Four is weird because growing up, like when we were in high school, Fantastic Four was nothing. Like we never. I mean, I never looked it up. I never picked up a fantastic. The very first Fantastic Four book that I ever picked up was when Mike Ringo was on it. When Mike Ringo
Really?
was when Mike Ringo was on Fantastic Four, I was like, I picked it up because I liked his art, but I didn't like the story. But I was like, I loved Ringo's art, so I started to buy it, and then even that I kind of put down a little bit.
I bet
But
Avery can agree with me on this. I picked up Fantastic Four and the Avengers because they had, as well as Daredevil, because they had Inferno crossovers.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I didn't
So-
pick up the crossovers. I
You
was
did-
still,
okay. I picked up
was
the
still-
crossover. So
I was still very, very new
okay.
at that point. The first of the Fantastic Fours I bought were the issues with Art Adams and Wolverine and Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, Hulk were the Fantastic Four for a couple issues.
I beat you by a little bit because I actually got the issues where they joined the Avengers. That was around issue 300 of Avengers or 400, something like that. But it was right before. No, it wasn't Inferno. It was Acts of Vengeance, where the bad guys were crossing over into different. Like Magneto was taking on Iron Man or something like that. But that's when I got into. That's when I started. When I actually bought Fantastic Four and Avengers issues was because of Acts of Vengeance.
Yeah, and then I bought some more when I found the Walter Simonson ones. I bought a few of those.
Yep.
But those were back issues.
Walter Simonson.
The Alan Davis issues, I bought those. Those were good. They were the good story too.
Yeah, the Walter Simonson ones were the first Fantastic Four books that I bought after, but I think I found them after Ringo. But like I only had like one or two. Like I didn't have the run or anything. I just had like one or two because I liked the covers. And then but I wasn't into the Fantastic Four. It wasn't until the Essential collections.
Yeah.
When I started getting when the Essentials started coming out and when I could see the black and white art, I had no idea up until that point. I had no idea that like the first 100 issues of Jack Kirby, and then the minute Jack Kirby ends his run, like the next 100 issues or something or close to it is John Buscema, and then right after that it's like John Byrne or something. Like you're just like, oh my god, like it's just this epic run. It's almost like I would say it's a better artistic run than X-Men. Like X-Men, Uncanny X-Men has like amazing artists. I mean, you've got the Silvestri run, you've got Barry Windsor Smith, you've got Paul Smith, you've got amazing people in there.
Dave
Cockrum. But I'm talking in terms of like Dave Cockrum. If you look at his run, he did like 15 issues. Like that was his whole run. But like if you look at like 200, you had like 20 years of nothing but banger books. They just happened to all come out before we were born.
Wasn't if I remember correctly, wasn't John Byrne writing and drawing Fantastic Four?
Yes, he was.
When he was in X-Men, Chris Claremont was writing it.
Correct.
And he was drawing it. So
yes,
so Fantastic Four was more of him spreading his creative juices.
That's
and
right.
Then eventually he said, "Screw this! I'm going to DC," and did Superman.
But when you see it as a collection of books, because when you see it because also right after that Byrne run, I can't remember if it's before or after, but like I think it's after the Byrne run was the Simonson run. Like it was like there were a couple of fill-in issues there, but that first like Kirby through Buscema, I mean. There's like 7 volumes of giant telephone-sized books, and they're all just knockout content. It's unbelievable. It's probably the best creative run I've ever seen for anything. And that got me hooked on Fantastic Four. Then I started once I had the black and white comics on newsprint, I was like, I got to see what these look like in the original color. Like I hate reprints. I can't stand it. The color just sucks because there's flat color on glossy paper. It's just not meant to be seen that way, in my opinion. So then I started like getting all those back issues and kind of looking for some of those books. And now I have a pretty decent run of like Byrne and Simonson at least. And I've got more Thor Buscemas than Fantastic Four Buscemas, but man, they're so good.
Yeah, I'm trying to see when John Byrne took over writing, because actually Marv Wolfman did a
Marv
lot of
Wolfman.
those issues that he drew.
Yeah. MK says, all mine were my uncle's in the attic on the farm. He had forgotten he had them, and once I let him know what I had found, and when I read them all, he was super grateful. That's awesome.
That's cool. Yeah,
That's
but
really cool.
you're right. A lot of those reprints don't look that good because it wasn't meant to be seen on that glossy paper. It was meant to be on that newsprint that soaked in the ink.
And it's so much better. Like
Yeah.
it really bothers me now.
Yeah.
Like when I go and I look at these reprints, or I'm trying to find an artist, I'm trying to see like, oh, did he do this issue? And you can see all the pirated stuff, but half the pirated stuff is scans of newer comics, like
Yeah.
the reprints. And I'm like, I don't like. I look at the glossy paper with the flat color, and it's like terrible. Meanwhile, like the second it looks like this crappy like
Yeah.
reader
Yeah.
copy, it's so good. Like it's
Again, to go back to video games, like have you seen a modern reproduction of a classic 8-bit game? You're like, wow, I remember this looking better.
right.
Because it did. Because when you look at it on a CRTV with that dither
Right.
from those lines, it
Right.
blends it. It was
Right.
the image was rendered with the pixels
That's
for
right.
CRT TV, and it
Yep.
blends those shades that if you play it on a modern screen, it doesn't do that,
Right.
and then therefore the graphics look worse.
Well, let me ask you guys this. So, what is, I mean, we've talked about this before, but like if you were making a comic book, and we obviously we make comics, and are making them, but like, what's your preferred, do you prefer the newsprint, or do you prefer like glossy paper, or does it matter?
It really doesn't
I
matter.
prefer semi-gloss.
Mm.
I mean,
A thick, heavy paper, but I'm also coloring things in a modern way with modern coloring techniques.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
See, for me, it would depend on if it's a black and white comic, I could, newsprint's fine. But if it's color, I actually prefer glossy paper because the detail comes out better.
Okay.
But let me be clear. I mean, I haven't bought like a paper comic in years. Whenever I buy comics nowadays, with the exception of like copies of Heavy Metal and classic Savage Sword of Conan, I generally buy digital nowadays. It's easier in storage space.
Okay. What about you, Andrew?
I meant to share something with you guys this week, and I forgot I took them to the store already. But somebody traded in some of the Treasury editions, Marvel and DC Treasury editions. And I sent you guys some pictures of them. But I was flipping through the Howard the Duck one, and I'm just thinking to myself, my gosh, wouldn't it be cool if people actually made comics this size? Because it's all newsprint. And
Right.
it looks gorgeous, but it's not. I don't think it's very sustainable at that size. I don't think people would buy it and collect it at that size.
You can't.
Wouldn't it be
It's
cool
so
if
hard to
it
do.
happened?
It's so hard to do.
Well, I was surprised. I went to one of the local comic book stores, and they literally have special editions of comics that are like 11 by 17, where it's the issues in black and white, and including like the last Batman Hush issue that just came out. DC is producing them in the large format,
That's
single
cool.
issues.
That I would buy.
I've never seen them any place except this one store. Matter of fact, it was Gotham.
That would buy that.
And they
Yeah, I
had
would get that.
stacks of them where nobody. I don't know how much they are. They're probably $15, $12 a piece, and that's probably the reason why nobody buys them.
I would get one.
Oh yeah, I bought that.
I had no idea. I had no idea they produce those monthly.
I didn't know they were
idea. I've never
producing
heard
those
of it.
monthly. Well, I have an issue of a Brian Stelfreeze comic I bought like that years ago.
It was the vampire one, right?
I don't know what it is. It's
Daymen.
I don't. Yeah, Daymen. It's an issue of that, and there was something else I bought like that. I don't remember what, but yeah, I would buy those. Those are cool, but I'm a niche dude, like I prefer hardbacks with big, thick, like 100-pound paper interior. you know,
Mhm.
semi-gloss paper, because I don't want it too shiny,
Yeah.
but a little bit of coating to
I
protect
like
it.
my favorite paper, and MK's got a good question. I'll get to that in a second. But my favorite paper is, and I really is, it has nothing to do with the fact that it was when we were young. It's just in terms of quality of ink and color. I really love that, like 19 like 90 like early 1990s, right before Image. When Image came out and they decided to kind of up the paper quality and go like Photoshop with like airbrush colors, I couldn't stand those. I could not stand that. Even back then, I hated those colors. But the Marvel comics that were printed, like in DC Comics, right? Like the main comics that were printed, those early Hellboys, like all that stuff, it's like a higher grade of newsprint, but it's newsprint. And it is kind of has
I
like a
think
semi-gloss to it. Do you know what I'm
I
talking
think I,
about? Like
I think I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah,
it's like it's not the dirty newsprint. It's not like this, right?
yeah.
It's like it holds color, but it's a clean looking newsprint. Um, it's all the old like Dark Horse Comics Presents was on it, all that kind of stuff. It
Yeah.
was such a good paper, and it was what made it one of the things that make it perfect is that it was the paper dulled the color enough so that you still had the old school kind of like blend into the page, so it made the image look more realistic, not so like poppy and flashy, but it also held color better so you could use more modern colors. It was right before, like,
Yeah.
I love a lot of what these like indie comic guys are doing, like Indiegogo stuff, like okay, like I really love the prestige books that people are putting out, but god man, like the level of detail they're putting into the work combined with the level of color work that's being done makes a lot of it almost impossible for me to read as an like it's just like more of an art. It's a very beautiful
It,
art page, but it kills the story to me. You know?
sometimes if you have highly detailed artwork and then do highly detailed colors, it becomes over rendered.
Yeah,
Kind of like some of the J. Lee Gunslinger stuff.
exactly. Like that was
Like
too
J.
much for
Lee,
me.
the colors were over rendered in my opinion.
Yep.
And it's not that the colors doesn't have skill. You have to have skill to do that much rendering. But it sort of it killed it for me. I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Well, the reason why a lot of that stuff worked back in the day is because they were selective. Because the limitation of their color palette forced them to use colors in a better way. And I also, and this maybe, I don't know. Again, it's totally possibly an age thing, but I also really like when you had a limited palette, it forced you to use color as an expressive tool, not a realistic tool. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So like
That's
like when there's
that's
like
how I
look at
that's
that.
how I try to that's
Like
how I try
there's
to color my stuff.
like she's causing him pain, so there's red and there's a red background
Yeah.
around her head. Like that's not realistic coloring. That's not really happening, but it doesn't matter. It looks great. Um,
Yeah.
like the color was a like here's another red. Like the where is it? There over here. Like the color is an expression of the emotion of the shot.
Yes.
And it's so and for comics, I think it works better.
I use modern coloring techniques, but when I color my stuff anyway,
Hmm.
each piece has a limited color palette.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my colors are
Your stuff would look
mostly
really
simple.
your stuff would look really good on newsprint, in my opinion.
That new high quality newsprint, I think it would work.
Hmm.
I need to try it.
That's why I like um I'm experimenting when in my copious free time. I'm experimenting with some like more animation color, but like somewhere between
Uh-huh.
anime and classic animation. Because when you have a flat color with the shadow mats and the shadows and the reflections and a highlight, just keep it kind of simple. I think that
Uh-huh.
on a high quality print would
Would work.
just bang it out. Like I think it would be so good.
I think it would work.
Um, Yeah, I think so too. MK has a really interesting question, and since he's here, he probably wants to answer. He says, "So what's this rumor about watching pre-release of AF?" Cough. um, so here's an update. Here's an update of what we're doing, and you saw that. So I posted inside of Adult Fantasy in the Discord an update, letting everybody know that we're working on the stuff, that the show is real, and that we're looking at a August, mid late August release for the first episode. It is real. We've been working on it. I've been working my ass off on it. It's here's where we are. So I just finished the third episode. So the third episode is locked. We've got 3 in the can. Right now, on a personal output, I can do one about every 2 weeks. I'd love to get one once every week, but I'm trying one every 2 weeks. And when we go live, I'll probably be in the cadence of one every 2 weeks. With the third episode in the can, I was like, okay, we've got 3 in the can. Let's go ahead and start kind of retooling everything else. So I'm working on a revision of the Adult Fantasy website. The Adult Fantasy website is going to be redone. It's going to be way simple. I am not going into Todd, the award-winning website designer guy mode. Like, it's going to be stupid simple. It is not going to be an archive. It is not going to be a museum. What the homepage of the website is going to be is it's going to be basically a top of funnel, a TOF top of funnel, and we're just going to be pushing people into the email list and the Discord. That is it. The only other links, basically there's 2 links. There's going to be a call to action link to hop on the newsletter, and in exchange as like a lead magnet, we're going to give away the comic, the Origin comic. I may batch in the mini comic, the Ash Can, because that gives our history. So I might actually make that one object. I'm not sure. Maybe we do a different cover for that. I don't know yet. But it's just going to be a PDF. It's not going to be a digital collectible, NFT, anything like that. And then we move everybody into the Discord. The only other link on the site is going to be going to the episodes, which is the YouTube channel. At least at first. I don't want to overdo it. I just want to get it out and get it done. Once that is, then I'm actually working on that right now. After that's done, that'll probably be done next week. Internally, it'll be done next week. After that, I'm working on the newsletter and getting all the newsletter stuff set up. And then as soon as that's done, I'll start production on episode 4, and we'll start planning just a really simple launch for the show. And honestly, like, I'm going to do my best to tell everybody in Web3 that I know, like all the other founders, and see who helps promote us. Not asking for much. I'm just going to ask for a retweet. Like, I'm not trying to go. We did so many like giant launches and hardcore pushes, and it just drains the hell out of you. And I don't want to do that for this, because at the end of the day, I'm committed to doing the show, and I need to have my energy to continue to do the show. So I don't want to put like 150% into like this big launch and all this kind of stuff, and then I'm burned out and I need like a month. I need like 3 weeks to recover, and I can't work and I can't do anything because I'm just like, I've burned myself out. So that's where we are. I'm very excited. These guys have been a huge help, and like, obviously, like, they get to see all this stuff early. And it's good. It's great feedback, they push me, and that's really, really cool, and I love it. And they know I can take criticism, so it's good. Yeah, so we got that, and then of course we're working on all the other stuff too. But really, and this is interesting. Maybe we can talk about this too, because I think this is kind of fascinating. I realized recently that it's this weird conundrum that I've had, because I love digital marketing. Like, I love it. I absolutely love funnels and autoresponders and direct mail and direct market. I love it all. I think it's fantastic. Once I learned that it was storytelling and it was just another form of comics, like, I was like all in. I was like, oh, okay, I totally understand this. With that said, I've been terrible at it with adult fantasy. And I've been like, what is it? why have my signal for adult fantasy has been so hard to do? And I think what I've realized is that my comfort zone, what I love to do is I love production. I love to produce. I am a world class. I will produce the hell out of everything: websites, apps, toys, comics, animated shows, commercials. Like I've done all of that. Like, and I love it all. Apparel, you name it, man. I'm all for it. I do not like, and this is a new realization for myself. I've come to the realization that I do not like marketing for marketing's sake. So the big thing we needed to do, and I'll talk about this more after we launch and we have like we actually talk about the show. Like I've realized that for me, the marketing aspect needed to be the content, right? The marketing needed to be the content. It needed to be the same thing because then I could make the thing and push it, and that would be the marketing. And there's a plenty of people that do this. Like it's not like a big like, oh, you're the first. Like there's all of YouTube does this, but it's just dawning on me that for me personally, that's also something that's where I fit. It's like, oh, okay, like just randomly serving ads or hopping on just doing an X space or randomly posting on X and trying to pump shit up or directing people to new things and just I can't stand it, dude. It just doesn't it 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 feels unnatural. Whereas producing stuff and pushing it out and having that be the promotion actually is natural to me. So I was like, well, doing a show fits perfectly because I'll keep pushing it out, and then there's a regular cadence, and that becomes the marketing for everything else, right? So I'm very excited about it. Very scared as well because it's been I've done a lot of things with animation and shows, but I haven't done my own show. So it's new, but I'm excited. Anyway, that is where we are. So yeah, man. I'm excited for you to see it too, MK. I'm pretty happy with it so far. I mean, there's always, you can always do better, and there's stuff that I see that I'm like kind of cringy over. But I think overall, it's a crazy time to be here. Here's what the craziest thing. I had this. This is another realization I had. Here's the crazy thing, and this is for all you guys. Like, I realized that if I average, so these episodes are around, like, let's say an average of about 3 minutes long. Okay. So they're short. They're not like 20-minute long episodes every 2 weeks. Like it's 3 minutes, three to, anywhere between 2 and 4, 2 and 5, whatever, about 3 minutes. If I keep up the cadence of doing an average of a 3-minute episode every 2 weeks for a year, that is essentially doing a feature-length film a year, which is bonkers to me. That is how far technology has come within the last 12 months. That is not possible 14 months ago. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
that is it's an hour. It's an hour and a half. If you look at the numbers,
Wow.
3 minutes every 2 weeks, that is an hour and a half. It is a feature film length of content, and the quality is up to, the visual quality is there. That's the easy button. The visual quality is the easy button. The storytelling is hard part. MK says perfect is the enemy of good. Just remember, 100%, man. I actually something that helped me a lot because I am an exceptional perfectionist. I'm a huge perfectionist. The phrase that helped me, and I wrote it down in my sketchbook, wherever the hell it is, in one of my sketchbooks. I'll even show it to you. Like, no joke. I have this down somewhere, and I don't know why. Some of these things, it's not exactly like, again, it's not rocket science, but sometimes it's the odd things help you out. Where the hell is it? I'm not going to spend too much time on it if I can't find the page. But basically, here it is. Look at this. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be entertaining. That's it. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be entertaining. Now, does that mean I'm making something not good? No. I'm trying to make something that's going to knock everybody's socks off, right? But to get over my perfectionist tendencies, I'm not focusing like it's going to be good because I'm not going to let it not be, and I have the experience to hit a certain level. So I'm instead of focusing on the quality, I'm focusing on the fun, and that has made it more relaxing for me, and it's made it more able for me to get the stuff done to where I'm like, yeah, that's okay. It's not perfect, but it'll just go. It's entertaining. Yeah, it's entertaining. It's fun. I like it. It's fun. Boom, done. Next one. MK says, LOL explains Real Housewives. Yeah, it does. It just has to be entertaining, man. It's not rocket science. Like Jerry Springer show. Was that high quality television? Like, fuck no. But it's entertaining as hell, right? It just has to be entertaining. So that's sort of my goal. Like, obviously, I want this to be the best thing. You know, I'm shooting pretty hard, but at the same time, like, I'm letting things go so that I can keep to a deadline and so that I can push it out. You know, and after 3 episodes, I feel comfortable that I can, you know, I can get something done every couple of weeks, give or take. If I'm early or late, we'll see. But every episode's been different though. Like it's you know, I feel comfortable, but I'm not. I feel confident, but I'm not comfortable. How's that? I feel confident. I'm not comfortable, and that's also where I like to be. So anyway, what did you guys think? You guys saw it without spoilers. Yeah, you're excited for this?
Yep.
I think they're hilarious.
I'm kind of afraid we're gonna get banned on a couple of them, but we'll see.
Oh God, they're so fun. The humor is dark, dry, and very often subtle at times, but it's hilarious if you understand the universe. And if you don't, you'll start to understand the AF universe.
I think it's definitely. I think it's going to be like, yeah, we're definitely going to attract our people and repel everybody else.
It's all jokes, but it's all also world building, in a way.
Yeah,
and it's a lot of it's subtle, and it's macabre, like macabre, like
dude. Can I just say how funny it is? Like, so when AF started, you know, the series 1 with all the characters, my initial thought was like, I was thinking animation, and I was thinking like Venture Brothers crossed with 90s comics, right? And so, but as we've worked on this, it's become more like, I don't want to say legit or real, because it's just transformed into like more, there's like a more serious tone, right? Which makes the characters way more fucked up in a weird way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, because
it's like
one story will go from dealing with something in a slapstick manner to a very dark, you know, serious tone very quick, and then back again.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think there's something, and I have no idea if this keeps up, but there's something I think ironic and more funny about these characters who look ridiculous and have silly, ridiculous names, but then they're taking themselves and everything exceptionally seriously.
Yes.
Right? It makes it funnier because obviously it's a joke. Like,
yeah, but to them, it's their reality. So it is serious.
Right.
It's their reality.
Oh, God, man.
So to them, it's serious. To us, it's one great big dumb funny joke. They knew what we were putting them through.
Oh, dude, I'm very excited. I really, yeah, I'm interested to see. I mean, I know who it's going to attract. I think we've done a really good job of knowing who our audience is. It's us, right? It's people in there. It's people like we're not attracting 22-year-olds who care about like Bugatti, whatever luggage and Ferrari, sitting on Ferrari cars. Like that is not our target market, man. Our target market is like middle-aged dudes who like you know like remember when things were better in pop culture.
Yeah,
You know?
bitter, angry Gen Xers and maybe some late millennials, elder millennials, maybe.
Bitter, angry Gen Xers and some millennials that are also kind of bitter. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
The elder millennials that are right behind us.
Totally.
They
That's
don't-
pretty much it. That's it. Yeah, that's the target. And maybe if younger people, if they're interested in some retro like nostalgia shit, but like it's really
Sure.
not about nostalgia. It's just about like tapping into the shit that was really good back in the day, and bringing that back. You know what I mean? And a lot of that was like, you know, it was. I mean, if you look at all the story, like I was looking at Will Spertasio's Uncanny X-Men run, right? With Bishop and all that kind of stuff. And like
Yeah.
the stories were like trying to be so serious with like death and warfare and the future is gonna, this and that. Still in the sci-fi campy vein, but then the costumes and the characters are ridiculous. And
Yeah.
but it didn't matter. We took it seriously. You know what I mean? Like it was like good stories. Like these were really good stories. And so I think that keeping that vibe is super important, you know.
In some ways, I think we're both mocking it and writing a love letter to it too. Also, with some of the stuff
100%.
we're working on.
Absolutely. It's exactly that. It's a mock and it's a love letter. Like it's like, because I think that's also us. Like what do we do? Like we talk about we're still talking about comics and animation and sci-fi movies and fantasy novels like for 30 years. And yet at the same time, and that's because we love it and it's but at the same time we like mock ourselves and like make fun of each other.
Yeah.
It's literally who we are. And I think that's, speaking of, okay, change of topic, but I'm curious to your thoughts. And
Okay.
And you might not have seen this. I don't know if you saw this. I was a little we'll try not to get too political here, but it is kind of like one of those things. So let me share my screen because I am curious about this. Have you heard about this? Let's share. It's loading, and here we go. Share on stream. Absolute Batman will be beating up white nationalists. Have you heard about this, Andrew?
No, I haven't.
So, yeah, and this makes me upset a little bit. Like, not that it's like white now. I don't give a shit, but like that this is just such a terrible idea that it makes me upset. So this is and it's the Gotham panel at San Diego Comic-Con with Batman editor Rob Levin. Rob Levin, by the way, is like he's kind of the guy that got like Shane Davis and all those other guys fired. So he's not a good person in regards. He seems like not a good person, but whatever. That's just hearsay. Rob Levin, Matt Fraction, Scott Snyder, Nick Dragotta, Daniel Warren Johnson, Dan Jurgens, and Kyle Higgins just finished. Daniel Warren Johnson is working on the new Absolute Batman annual, and I really like Daniel Warren Johnson, but makes me sad.
Fantastic artist. He's fantastic.
He from DC Comics in October, which, as the solicitation tells us, is about how Batman gets his Batmobile. And while on the panel there are jokes about Absolute Batman getting his Batmobile from CarMax, and Daniel Warren Johnson stating that he had to find a real monster truck that still uses car keys rather than electronic access, Daniel Warren Johnson also talked about the real-world relevance of his Absolute Batman annual story, talking about his anger at the current world and how that will play out in the comic book. And he raised the roof in the room by concluding about Absolute Batman Annual with the line, Batman beating up white nationalists. Oh, look, that's them right there. And so this is one of the covers, dude. So these are the white nationalists, and they're all wearing hoods, and they have the pitchforks.
He lives in an alternate reality.
He lives in an alternate reality. Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, but like, so first, the drawing is dope. Like, I love, like, that's the first picture of like this Batman character that I've really liked. He's such a good artist. I love his drawings so much. It's so good. But this is just a terrible idea. Although I will say, I will say though that this has gotten me to think about like how we could parody this in adult fantasy on the show. Like, maybe it's not white nationalists. Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe it's a different group.
Maybe it's Marxists
or something else. Yeah, it's just like, or maybe they're all like this, but they're all just like mom, like parents, and like people that work at the gas station.
The PTA.
The PTA. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, it's like elder zombies. It's just like old people that are trying, and really they're just trying to get to church.
Yeah.
And they're holding torches because their power went out. They're just trying to get to church.
Oh God. Yeah, that's funny.
But they get the shit kicked out of them.
It's just elder zombies trying to go to bingo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And the power went out in the city, and they all have torches, and so the superhero mistakes the situation.
Yeah,
and beats them all up.
He beats the tar out of them. See, it's funny. Anyway, Andrew, what do you think?
I can't say it; it'll get you banned.
Okay, don't get me banned. Again, I do love the art. It's just so like, oh God, it's Elseworlds, bro. It's so out there. But if it honestly, like, look, if it makes him feel better, fine. I'm a little upset again because like I don't think. I mean, more than the concept, I don't care. I just don't think it's gonna sell books, dude. Like, I just don't think it's gonna sell books. They've done this.
Some of the wrong people must have been buying. Some of the wrong people must have been buying the comic, and they don't want them to.
I guess. Well, it's not even original. They had Superman do this. They had Iceman do, like, in the last 5 years. This same exact story has happened like 15, 20 times. Like, it's really not original, and so it makes me a little sad.
They're ate up. They're ate up, dude. They can't think about anything else.
No, they really can't. And it's really sad again. And I'm sure, look, it's a comic. Like, I'm sure they'll change enough things so that it won't be like specific to whatever. Like, I know how it works. Okay, Andrew, I see. Thank you for the private chat. That would be great. But yeah, I just thought it's a little sad to me. I was like, man, like, there's nothing else. You guys don't have any other deeper ideas than this. That this is what you have. This is what you got right here. You're gonna put this as the annual, and used. It just sucks because I love this guy's artwork. I think he's very talented, and I would love to buy the book, and I'll never buy it because it just seems boring as shit to me. Oh well,
yeah.
It's okay.
So just to go back to something we talked about before, John Byrne drew issues 209 through 219 of Fantastic Four with Marv Wolfman as writer.
Okay.
And he did 2 issues, 220 and 221, before he left the title. He was writing and drawing it for those 2 issues.
Okay.
He came back a year later, starting with issue 232, and take a wild guess at how many issues he wrote and drew in a row.
Oh, I'm gonna guess. I have a stack of those, and I was surprised. I will preface this by saying, I don't know if you remember this, but when you were here, Andrew, I think it was when you were here, we were talking about John Byrne, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I have many. I have like 1 or 2 John Byrne books. No, I have a stack. I was like, whoa, how did he sneak into my collection? I like a stack. I'm gonna say he did 30 issues. Higher?
100.
No.
61.
He did 61 issues of Fantastic Four?
232 wrote and drew all the way through 293.
Good God. Dude, do you see what I'm saying, though? Like, And John Byrne's run probably ended at like issue 200 or something.
John Byrne's run?
I mean Buscema.
Okay. I didn't look into
Buscema.
that. I looked into the John Byrne thing.
No, but that's what I'm saying. There's these massive runs in Fantastic Four that it's just gold. Like
Yeah.
those and his Fantastic Four books are really good.
Yep.
They're
Good
really
stuff there.
strong. Yeah. Yeah, I'm down for that. So like anything from the Kirby Fantastic Four run, the Buscema Fantastic Four run, or his Thor runs, of course, or Burns Fantastic Four. Burns Namor is super good too. His Namor is really good.
Yeah, that was during the 90s relaunches.
Yeah.
The only thing that came out of that lasted was Danny Ketch Ghost Rider.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you, and maybe you know this, Andrew. You probably know this because you have a store, so you organize everything. Which, by the way, I'm realizing how long that freaking takes, man. Holy cow. That's like, oh my God. But I'm almost done alphabetizing, like just chunking them into alphabetical art. I'm doing it mostly by artists, so it's taking me a little longer, whatever.
Well, I did
But
when I first organized my comics, I literally waited till everybody was out of the house for a week, and I had boxes spread out all over the house. And this was the A box, this is the B box, this was C, this was D, this was G, G, F, F.
the
S
problem
was
is
the hugest section.
the problem is when you run out of that A box and you have more A and you have to go into the B box and start moving them and stacking them down the row.
Well, the worst part is I had like a certain number of boxes, and that's all I had. So as I pulled them out and organized them and put them in order, they had to go. I didn't have extra boxes, so they had to go into the same boxes.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, I've realized couple things I've realized by work, like, and there's still more organization. Like I have them, like I'll have like all of Art Adams together, right? And I can see some duplicates and all that. Like I haven't organized them. I haven't alphabetized them inside of the artist name yet. I'm almost there. But a couple things I've realized. One, I realized the runs that I want now. Like now I have targets, right? Like John Byrne, like the John Byrne Fantastic Four. What's his name? Uncanny X-Men. Damn it. Cochran. Cochran. More of this. More Cochran, because this is sick. It was so good. And this is the only Dave Cochran book I have. It's the only one. But I want the Cochran X-Men run. I've also realized how many duplicates I actually have of some of these books. Dude, I have like so I have realized here's what my plan is for my duplicates. The first copy stays in the collection. The second copy goes into a reader. I'm gonna have a reader bin, like where it doesn't have any backboards. It's just gonna be reader copies. So that goes in the reader copy bin. The third copy, if I have a third, if it gets to a third copy, that goes into the wall bin, meaning I'm going to put up a comic book wall again. And it goes into potential for the wall. Anything beyond that, you're probably going to get that, Andrew. You're probably going to have a stack of comics for you, man. Because some of these books, I'm looking at it, and I can't tell just yet, but I think some of them I have like 4 and 5 copies of. Like I think the like I know the Mike Mignola X-Force number 8. I know I have at least 3 copies of that. A lot of the John Romita Jr. Daredevils, because that's one of my favorite runs. I have multiple in there. The John Romita Jr. Cable miniseries 1 and 2. Yeah, I've got like 3 or 4 complete sets of that. It's like I've got a couple. Like, there's some deep cuts in there, and I'm like, oh yeah, man, I should I might want to change this up a little bit. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, expect a nice. Oh! Didn't you say you need that Art Adams book? with Monkey Man and O'Brien where they're jumping down.
The Dark Horse Presents. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one for you.
Okay.
I've got it. I know I have at least 2. I think I might have like 3 of those. So I totally got you covered.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I get to give you stuff now because now I know what I have.
Okay.
And now I also don't know, like, I think the next step is once I get everything organized and once I get everything alphabetized and all set up, I think I may actually, I don't know if I'm going to go hardcore, but I may do a spreadsheet so that I know exactly what I want. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to go full spreadsheet yet because I'm not a retailer. But if I had a spreadsheet and I knew and I could look it up by artist and by book number, I'd be able to go to a convention and be like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want that. It would actually save me money and I would probably get more books that I actually want. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. We shall see. Have I bored everybody by now? Is that the most boring conversation ever?
No, I'm just kicking myself for not keeping at least a couple of those to show you guys.
Oh. Well, what else do you have to show us? Do you have anything else?
I don't think I have anything else to show. I didn't pick up any new comics this week because there was nothing out that I liked. I did start a new Sketch a Day sketchbook.
Oh, let's see it.
Though I only did one sketch so far, and it's just of Hero, of course.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, I'm going to start doing because I found this this Sketch a Day sketchbook from 2019, 2018,
Oh.
2019, and
Let's
it's
see
a
it.
full sketchbook. The whole thing's full. But yeah.
Let's see it. Let's
kinda
pull
inspired me.
open it up.
I'd have to change cameras, dude.
Just open it and hold up the page to the
No,
camera.
I can't do that. Hold on.
MK says the Lost Hero Archives, I bet. It is the Lost Hero Archives. Dude draws a lot, man. There we go.
Well, the first video that I put that'll be coming on the channel, on my comics channel, Monday, is me flipping through this. These were all sketches that I did during a Sketch a Day thing. And some of these were character designs, new characters, working on ideas for new characters. Some of them really suck, but some of them actually are ones I'd probably even use.
That's cool. I mean, at least a Sketch a Day is a great thing.
Well, yeah, this was actually a page from Hero Book 3 that I never got to.
That's cool. I like that. That's awesome, man. Hanging off a cliff. That's dope.
And some character designs, and this is me drawing a fox as Zorro. Oh, yeah, that's funny.
You're like the furry godfather.
I'm trying to think, was there anything non-furry in here? I don't think so. I think it was all hero related stuff.
Well, you were doing this was like full swing, man. That was like full swing Hero.
This was me attempting to do a manga inspired Hero.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. I'm trying to think. There was some.
That's cool.
Some designs for a new outfit, new costume for him. Where's that? Right here, where he's got a turtleneck type thing.
Oh wow.
Kind of like that a little bit.
Now, I have a question for you. Would you ever sell one of these sketchbooks?
I don't know, maybe. Maybe that's what I'm doing a sketchbook for, is to actually do something like that with it. Different characters.
That's awesome.
There's a duck. A duck wearing a shirt. I don't know where the hell that came from, but.
Do you remember doing any of this?
Some of it.
Yeah.
Like this guy looked familiar.
Well, your stuff now, I mean, you probably would know. Well, it's a sketch a day, and it's not the page, so you're not going to put the same amount of detail into your page, into your sketches as you do your pages.
This is funny. This is me drawing a squirrel, and me just free drawing a squirrel, and then me making a squirrel into a character from Hero. This I was actually using a photograph, and this I just free drew it, and then this I made him into a character.
That's
Sometimes
cool.
that's how it happens. I don't know. I like this one. I don't know exactly what that was, but I liked it.
That's pretty cool. These are great, dude. So is this the only now do you do a sketch a day sketchbook every year? Or is this just like I don't remember. Yeah, I've never seen that before.
I had been doing sketches for a while, so I was more active before 2020.
Yeah.
2020 is when I had my stroke, so this is
Yeah.
prior. This is prior to stroke.
Right.
So, you know. Oh, did I tell you guys I was up to 109 pages of the Hero reboot of book 1?
No.
109 pages. So
That's awesome, man.
Still working towards it. Well, what's sad is if I get all the pages done and I'm not done with these 8 pages that I'm drawing right now, that would be bad. I'm trying to finish it all at the same time. So, but I've got a new backup story for Hero Book 2 I'm planning, and I've got to design the characters, and I figured, what the hell, I'll just design them in my sketchbook. So
I want those as single issues so bad. Like you don't even know. I really want those as single issues.
it's probably never going to be made into single issues.
I will make it happen.
I have no intention of doing it as single issues.
Oh God, dude, it would be so good.
No, it won't. Trust me, issue 1 is boring as hell. Ask Avery, he'll tell you. Issue 1 is extremely boring.
Doesn't matter.
I know.
It wasn't written to be read that
I
way. It's
know.
not. It's not. It doesn't chop up that way. It's
even though I drew it that way, where book 1 is actually 6 chapters. Like the page count. Hold on a second. Let me just give you an idea, real quick. Go to my hero file. Chapter 1 is pages 1 through 28. So 1 through 28. Chapter 2 is 29 through 47. Chapter 3 is 48 through 75. Chapter 4 is 76 through that's the one I just finished, 104. 5 is 105 through I have to go to the original files for that one because I'm not done with it. Chapter 5 is actually like a short chapter. It's only 20 pages long. And Chapter 6 is 126 through 150. And there's extra stuff, but
so let me introduce you. This is THB. This is THBD because THB number 6D. It's number 6D because issue number 6 was so fucking big that he had to do A, B, C, and D. This is issue D of part 6 of THB. It is 96 pages. It is a comic book. It is gorgeous. It is 96 pages.
Yeah, it's Paul Pope. I don't know how gorgeous that is.
I love Paul Pope. Paul Pope's awesome. Paul Pope is great. Paul Pope is fantastic. Come on. You know you like yourself some Paul Pope. But point being is like you could do 6 issues and it could be 50 pages, 48 pages, 20 pages, 70 pages, like whatever. It would just be broken up.
Just broken up. It's that easy.
Fine. Well, whatever. We're gonna put it out anyway. I don't give a fuck. It's gonna get out. We're gonna make it as a nice hardbound book anyway.
I'm going to get it out very soon. I actually have some goals in mind, and I'm not going to say them because if I don't reach them, I don't want to jinx myself.
Nope. I understand. I commend you for actually getting 109 pages redone, and I kind of updated. It's a big deal. So
it's so funny. I'm getting to pages where there's no dialogue. It's like all I have to do to update the page is change the font I use for the page number. That's literally it, because I'm changing that font, and it's just part of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the original files, the page numbers were extremely. I don't know what size I used, but it's so horrifically digitized. It has to be updated. Has to be updated.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
But it's moving along.
Yep. Good. I'm. It makes me excited. I'm glad. Now, are you finding, because you're retired, are you finding that you have copious time to do this?
What the hell are you talking about? My mother-in-law had a surgery, had a outpatient, like 45-minute long surgery on Tuesday, and the doctor told her she has to rest and relax for the next 3 days. We had nothing on the calendar Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and I had shitloads of stuff to do. So nothing stops for me.
Yeah, I know. It's
Nope, we just my wife and my mother-in-law are going to Orlando for a few days next week. I'm driving them down on Monday, and then I have all day Tuesday to myself, and then I go back down on Wednesday and pick them up and bring them home. And we just made a deal with the tree guy to come out and chop down some trees on Tuesday. So therefore, my day is not just me sitting around the house doing whatever I want on Tuesday. Now I've got to deal with workmen at the house.
that sucks.
So, yep. There went my day of rest.
I got a couple of quick stories for you if you're up for it. We got a few minutes left. You ready for some update, some news updates, some comic stuff updates?
Sure. You know what I just realized today?
Huh.
That you guys are the reason I don't drink.
What does that mean? I mean, is that good? I don't. That's the biggest insult.
No,
you said it like it's an insult, and I'm like, I don't understand.
My 3 best friends were like 2 years behind me, which means I was the oldest of the group, which meant you guys weren't going. By the time you guys legally could drink, I was married with 2 kids. You know, I wasn't going out drinking.
Yeah, that's true.
So my best friends who could have, we never did, or I never did.
So what you're saying is that we saved your life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I started drinking before I was of legal age.
Yeah, I know, but
I don't drink now.
I was 19 and Jen was 18 when we got married. You guys were probably 17, 16.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys weren't out there buying beer for me, you know?
No.
We weren't getting sloshed. It just wasn't happening.
No, I never drank in high school. My first experience with alcohol was my senior year of high school. And I got shit faced with my friend Steven Schulman. That was my very first time. And then college a little bit here and there. But I never really did a lot with alcohol. I mean, I'll drink here and there, but not.
I was just reminiscing on that today for some reason. I was just putting things in perspective. And
yeah. Well, now that I'm just saying, Andrew, now that the kids are grown and out of the house, if you want to get shit faced and become an alcoholic, like, you just let me know. We'll go for it.
I don't have time for that. I really don't.
No,
who wants to go to meetings? Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
We'd sit around talking about comics the entire time.
Scientifically speaking, alcohol is the solution. So Alliance claims Diamond bankruptcy auction rigged from the beginning. So this is crazy, man. As we mentioned last week, the transcripts from the court hearings that saw Alliance Entertainment, or AENT, challenge the fact that they had been knocked out as the highest bidder in Diamond Chapter 11 bankruptcy case has been unsealed. As shortly after it was declared that AENT were the highest bidder, Diamond Comic Distributors declared that the backup bidders, Universal Distribution and Pop Sparkle, were actually the winners instead. AENT was the highest bidder but got passed over, which is highly unusual, right? Like, you would assume that you would want to take the people who've given you the most money. AENT went to court and won, but after being confirmed as the winner by the courts, they then withdrew from buying Diamond a short time later, claiming fraud, and have now launched a lawsuit which has gained a countersuit as well. But back to the court session in which AENT wins their case, can be to be reinstated as the highest bidder, and which we can now read. Blah 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 blah. But basically, these debtors, it's so crazy, man. Like Diamond owes so many people so much money. I don't know, man. That company is just unbelievably bad. What's happened with them? I can't believe that it's just super corrupt, man. And really, like, just to kind of put a exclamation mark on it. You know, when and you guys know this, but when you go to a comic convention and when you buy a booth, especially like San Diego Comic-Con, you have to buy these booths like, well, and for San Diego Comic-Con, you have to buy these booths years in advance, right? You guys know this, right?
Yep.
So this year was interesting because Diamond had bought space but was not there. And Distillery, which is another comic book company, you guys know Distillery?
Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
Distillery apparently signed an exclusive, I didn't know this. Distillery, I believe, had signed an exclusive deal to be distributed by Diamond in December of 2024. So they were not at the show. They basically packed up and went home too. It's probably not good. So getting a booth at space at San Diego Comic-Con is a hard-fought battle. There are long waiting lists, and as spots are carried over from one show to the next, people waiting to get a place on the show floor usually have to wait for someone to go bust, go mad, or get bought by another company to give that spot up. This is why it was weird to see a couple of empty gaps where Diamond comic distributors and Distillery should have been this last weekend. Diamond's absence was partially expected due to the Chapter 11 bankruptcy, but the debtors, executives, and lawyers did have an internal meeting and billed the bankruptcy debt for it to debate what to do with the asset. In this end, the answer was nothing. They didn't manage to use it or sell it. Comic book publisher Distillery was a victim of the whole Diamond bankruptcy situation themselves. After walking away from Lunar Distribution with harsh words, which is a real stupid thing to do to a distributor, they signed an exclusive distribution deal with Diamond in the very late 2024, pretty much just before Diamond declared bankruptcy. Thanks to a deal with their investor, Kodansha, they've now managed to get a Penguin Random House deal. Oh, I didn't know Kodansha was their investor. That's actually a big deal. They have now managed to get a Penguin Random House deal. However, as many publishers have discovered, the payment terms with Penguin Random House take much longer to come through. So it seems that Distillery skipped a San Diego Comic-Con booth this year, though I understand they have managed to keep their spot open for next year. Why was neither spot filled? I understand attempts were made very late in the day with 50% off discounts, but of those approached, none reckoned they could get their act together in time, blah, 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 blah. So this was the booth area that was empty because Diamond was not able to go in. Pretty crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, they also, another part of this, the info was that Diamond announced they were doubling their shipping costs. Originally, it was 3%, now it's 6%, which the article I read said was rather shocking since Penguin Random House is free shipping.
Yeah.
Why would anybody order from Diamond for anything?
They're not. They're. It seems, I don't know the ins and outs of it. There's probably a lot of chess from smart people or stupid people. I don't really know. But it seems like they're purposely trying to, like, just because a company is bankrupt, it does not mean it goes away.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that the company shuts down, but it really looks like they're trying to shut the company down. And yeah, it's really sad, man. I mean, I really, you know, who saw that coming? I mean, although I'll be honest, when they shut down during COVID, I knew that was it. I was like, they're not going to reopen. Like,
yeah,
there's no way.
Their actions during COVID killed themselves.
Yeah.
They literally shot themselves.
They literally shot themselves.
Yep.
Like, and I'm sure it wasn't easy because I'm sure like state laws and they're distributors, so they have like warehouses all over the country and all this kind of stuff. So I'm sure like people were like checking out and not showing up, and they might not have had a choice. But it seemed like they had a choice.
Well, I thought it was funny that one of the local comic book stores here in Jacksonville, he went out and bought several packages of toilet paper and paper towels, and he
Hmm.
had them set up at the front register. And it was so that if anybody asked, he's selling um, necessary supplies.
Hmm.
And he kept his door open the entire time during COVID.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not he got new comics, that's a whole different thing. But he kept his doors open, and if anybody came in, he said, "Hey, I've got essential items for sale here." And he said
Yeah.
he even had some policemen who came in who were regulars, and they're like, "Whatever, it works for us.
Yeah.
I am selling essential items."
You're also in Florida.
Yeah, that's true too. We
You're in
closed
Florida.
down for a while, but not very long. I
Yeah, I know.
remember it was about it was 6 to 8 weeks, and I remember the day that I had my store open at the flea market. It was right after I had started opening up the new store, January of 2020, and the management came to me and said, "Hey, you got to close.
Hmm.
You're being forced to close." Um, and she also said, "Here, check out this website for the
Yep.
small business and get a loan or a grant." And I did. It was just $1,000, but it paid the rent that I would have ended up paying anyway. And I never missed a beat. And
Yep.
I ended up paying back the loan money uh, before the year deadline, before the
Hmm.
first payment was due. The first payment wasn't due for a year.
Hmm.
I had paid it back before then. So by the time my first bill was done, I had already paid the balance. What I
That's
didn't
awesome.
know is that there was like $32 worth of interest. And they contacted me later and said, "Hey, you realize you still have a balance?" I'm like, "Oh crap!" And I paid it, and I was done.
Yeah. 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 I don't know,
So,
man.
it did-
Diamond should have listened to you. They should have sold toilet paper.
yeah, well, they didn't.
Comic book themed toilet paper. That would have sold a fortune, man.
I don't remember how long they were not shipping stuff out, but it felt like forever.
It was a few months.
It was a while, but it was long enough that other companies
That they had
made
to set up.
deals with Marvel and DC and
It was
started
like,
putting
it
out.
was like 3 months. It was like 3 months. And
Yeah,
the problem that they had, and it makes sense, like it's one of those things you can't forecast, and I can understand the problem, but it doesn't seem like the problem that Diamond had is that they didn't tell any of their clients that they were shutting down. They just did a public thing and said, "We're shutting down
right.
for a while." And Marvel and DC and Image and Dark Horse were like, "You were doing what now?" Because they were printing comics. They were
Yep.
publishing and distributing, and here's what's coming to the store next
They're
week. And
still
all of a
paying
sudden,
artists and paying writers, and
everything.
everything
And
was
that
still
and
going.
I that's the whole pencils down thing. The minute Diamond did that, every comic company went pencils down, don't touch anything. The whole thing shut down. Everything stopped. Crazy stuff, man. Who ever thought that they would go through like we would live through a time like that, man? That's nuts.
Dude, that whole shutdown just decimated small business.
Oh, they're still not recovered, man.
Yeah, it
They're
ruined
still
some
not
people
recovered.
financially. It
Well,
Oh yeah.
destroyed them.
Oh yeah.
some people bounce back.
Yeah, you did good.
I didn't take too much of a hit because I was really in the early stages of building my store when
Mhm.
the shutdown happened. So when we opened back up again, people just started trickling in again, and life went back
Well,
to normal. It took a
well, now
while,
wait a minute.
but
What?
yeah,
Now wait a minute. I kind of remember conversations with you like we're and now timeline might be different, so you have a better idea of the timeline. But wasn't it around 2020 when you and I were having conversations about store locations and like the ultimate decision to stay at the flea market?
pretty much. But there were a lot of things happening in that time frame. But you also have to remember, I was working full time at a regular job that paid me very, very well. So even
Right.
if I didn't have a store, I was still paying my bills and things were still getting done.
Right.
And no, at that time, the company I worked for because we're based out of Florida, we would do monthly, every now and then we would do, it was supposed to be monthly, but it ended up being like every 3 months. We would do, okay, everybody go home and work from home today in like hurricane preparedness. So when COVID said, okay, we need to close the building, everybody just went and worked from home. We didn't skip a beat. I didn't lose a single hour of work from my regular job. There was nothing like that. We continued to work, and we just did it from home. It was not a big deal. Nobody lost a single dime in pay during that time. My store shut down, but then I said again, I got the small business loan that carried me through the shutdown, and then everything else went back to normal. And then in August of 2020, I had my stroke. And I literally, the stroke happened on Monday night. I was back out of the hospital on Friday, and I was back in my store on Saturday. So my store didn't skip a beat. My heart did, my brain did, but my store didn't. Those were some wild times, and I blame you all for giving me the stroke.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I did a live stream Monday night, and then as soon as I was done with the live stream, everything happened, and then I went to the hospital the next day. Yeah, it was all
You're
your
welcome.
guys' fault.
Well, I mean, it's only fair since we didn't turn you into an alcoholic.
That's true. No drugs, no alcohol. I always told my mother, no drugs, no alcohol, no sex. All right, 2 out of 3. Because I did give her grandchildren. I asked my wife yesterday. I was dreaming about it.
You were dreaming about having sex?
I was dreaming about my first interaction with Jennifer. And believe it or not,
God.
I had an AP portfolio class that was 8th and 9th period. So I had 2 periods of AP art, and she would have art 9th period. So I would be 8th period. I would be doing my work, and then she would get there, and then I would be, chit-chatting with her and talking to her the entire time. But the first interaction I ever had with her, my portfolio pieces, my concentration pieces, had to do with self-portraits and eyes, and just, it was stupid. But I was like, I did a portrait of me where I had glasses, and the like everything was black and white, but inside the glasses, it was color. It was a really dumb concentration. But I literally walked up to her, sat next to her, looked her in the eyes and said, okay, that works, and walked away from her. That was my first ever interaction with her. And the next day I walked up to her and I looked her in the eyes and said, wait a minute, you have different color eyes. Turns out she was wearing color contacts, and she had one blue and one green in, and it threw me. And we just started talking. That's how it started. And in the dream that I was having the night before, I was remembering this, and I was just playing it over and over in my head. And I went up to her yesterday and I said, honey, I thought of a new line I could have used on you. Tell me if this would have worked. Okay. And she goes, okay, I'm ready. Walk up to her and say, I want to be the world's greatest kisser, but I need somebody to help me. I need somebody to mold me. I need somebody to critique me. And she just starts laughing. I said, what, are you telling me that wouldn't have worked on you? And she says, absolutely not. I think it would have. I think it would have worked on somebody. Maybe
I feel
wife,
really well. I do have to say, Andrew, I'm really turned on right now. So.
Oh God!
Will you help? Will you help me be a better kisser?
I would love to.
Oh, the horror!
I'd be like, baby, I'm really bad at it now, but with your help, I can be the world's greatest.
My dog. This reminds me of what my dog did the other day. I'll leave you with this. We were walking. I took him for a walk, and like, there's another dog in the neighborhood, and he jumps all over him. They're both puppies, but the other dog is like a beagle, and is like couldn't give 2 shits about my dog. My dog is like jumping on his back and rolling and everything. My puppy has a thing for poo, and I don't understand it. Like, he just eats shit. He loves it.
Yeah,
it's a delicatessen, and so. He's like, doing his thing. He's running around the puppy, the other dog, and all that. And he starts sniffing his butt. And I'm like, oh, you're gonna get some of that dude's butt smell in there. He's like sniffing. And all of a sudden he goes like that, and then just goes like this, like opens like kind of like a mouth like this. He goes, and starts like literally eating this other dog's ass. and like in, and I was like, no, and the other dog is like, and so both me and the other guy were like, nope, you're not doing that. We're not going there, you know. And so I had to tell Melissa, I was like, yeah, don't let him. You might not want him to lick your face right now. You might want to let that pass. You might want to give it a few. You know, go get the kids. Have them lick the kid's face.
Oh,
Anyway,
oh.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Oh God, bye, thank God.
Love you guys. Have a good weekend. MK, thank you so much, sir. Love you as always. Glad you're back home and everything. Richard, thank you so much, buddy. And tune in next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. We're here. Have a good weekend. And yeah, we will see you guys.